We're going to start now, Rob. So
are we right at 7?
There we are. It's right at 7, and there's Tamara. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, fellow Rotarians, to welcome our two presenters tonight. First, I'm going to introduce Rob Wolfson. Rob is with the Rotary Club of Calgary Chinook. He's been with the club since 2014, and he's been actively involved in many of the committees of the club, of course, and at the board level since 2016. He's currently the club president for 2021, and he's the chair of the Rotary Rib Fest in 2019, and also the Rotary McMahon Movie Night in 2020, two community-focused fundraising events for the Chinook and the Centennial clubs. Rob joined the district's Learning and Development team in 2019 as the Learning Center liaison. Rob is a 5-pin bowling champion in 2016 and is a gold medalist from the Nationals while representing Alberta. He also volunteers and coaches youth bowlers in weekly youth leagues at Topper Bowl. He's also one of the city's provincial team tournament coaches as part of Calgary's youth provincial contingent. Rob is married to Angela and has 2 children, aged 16 and 20. It's my pleasure to welcome Tamara Larson. Tamara joined Rotary in 2001 as a charter member of the Northern Lights Club. After joining the Mayfield Club, she took a short hiatus from Rotary as she and her husband moved to three different cities in 3 years. Upon her return to Edmonton, she joined the Rotary Club of Edmonton White Avenue. Her time with Rotary, she's past president of the White Avenue Club from 2015 to 2017. She's held youth chair position, risk management chair, peace committee member, program director, chair of emerging issues in human rights, and president RI Leadership Development and Training Committee for 2022. She's a firm believer in lifelong learning, education at the forefront of her work, and she believes it is the most powerful tool for change. Working with all stakeholders, Tamara strives to create a world that is inclusive, equitable, and has a place to belong for all. So welcome to our two presenters.
Great, Brian, thanks so much for that introduction and the invitation to present at the Club Learning Days. You do a wonderful job each month making sure we have a pertinent topic to discuss. And thank you to Tamara for joining me in this discussion as well. I'm really appreciative of her time. She's from District 5370, has a very busy schedule, but when I reached out to her, she immediately accepted the invitation to come join us on the webinar tonight. So, and thank you to all of the members who are joining us. I know when you plan these dates in advance, you never know what Mother Nature is going to do. And of course, it's summer today and winter tomorrow. So I'm sure many people are outdoors enjoying the sunshine before we have a little taste of late spring or late winter tomorrow again. So thank you everyone for taking time out of their schedules tonight. So without further ado, tonight's topic is the Rotary Learning Center. So excited to let everyone know about this amazing tool. It's one of Rotary's best kept secrets. Next slide. So there's us, Tamara and myself. Maybe go, yeah, there we are. So a quick agenda for this evening, and Brian, if you can allow me to share my screen as well. So we're gonna just quickly go through how to log into the Learning Center. It's on My Rotary. A lot of people tried to access it using Club Runner, but it's a different access. It's actually on my www.rotary.org. So I'll walk you through how to do that. It's very simple. You just need to know how to find it. So once you know how to find it, once you know it once, you know how to find it every time. And then we're also going to go through some of the stats and within the clubs in the district. And then we're going to go through some of the amazing courses and modules that you can find on the tool. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming, Brian, can I share that video now?
If you click on share screen.
Not yet. It says host disabled.
Okay. Why? Okay. Just looking for this control here. I'm not seeing a prompt, Rob, at the moment.
Brian, you have to make him a co-host if you haven't already done so.
Not finding where to do that, Rick. Sorry.
If you go to participants, you should be able to right click on my name and go make co-host.
Let me just see. Clicking there.
It's okay if it's
No, I think we got it.
okay, perfect. Yes, we're in.
We're in.
So we have a quick 2-minute video which is newly created by the RI learning team. It's a great 2-minute kind of primer of what we're going to go through in this session today. Brian, let me know if you can hear it as soon as I start it.
Welcome to the Learning Center. We've heard your comments and are making improvements. The Learning Center offers instruction when you want it. You can use it from any location and learn at your own pace. You can take courses in your preferred language, find content by topic, or by your role in Rotary. Whether you're new to Rotary, a longtime member, or a club or district leader, there are resources here for you. You can use Learning Center courses before a training event, afterward, or instead of an in-person session. You have the opportunity to evaluate each course. We develop content based on your feedback. When you complete a course, you earn a certificate. You can track your progress, see your achievements, and refer again to courses you've already taken. The Learning Center is a great place to find resources on topics that matter to you, both topics that are specific to Rotary and professional development. You can share resources, download materials, and create a list of your favorite items. And you can explore the questions and answer page to exchange ideas. The best thing about the Learning Center, it's all part of your Rotary membership. Visit the Learning Center often for all your Rotary learning needs.
Perfect. Now, are you able to take back do I need to make host? There we go. I should have put the host privileges back to you, Brian, to share the slides again.
Okay, I'm going to go back. And there we go.
Perfect. So if we can go to slide number 4, please.
Just trying to make it get big on the screen.
Yep.
There we go. One more, Rob?
Yep, one more. So let's get right into it. We want this to be conversational. So if there's any questions as we're going through, just put them in the chat. Brian's monitoring and we're happy to stop and answer that question right away. Naturally, there's time at the end, but feel free if you have a question that you want to ask to raise your hand or to put it into the chat where we can address it as we're going through. So easily, how to log into the Learning Center. So as mentioned earlier, it's not through Club Runner. It is on the RI website, so www.rotary.org. If you see right in the middle, there's that little home icon which says My Rotary. So you just need to click there. And if you have not yet created a My Rotary account, it'll prompt you to do so. Just a simple couple steps to create that My Rotary account. And you do need to use the same email address which you've registered previously for your other Rotary activities. It does correlate to that. So make sure you're using the same email address that we already have on file for you at the district level. And then once you do that, you just click that, sign in, and it'll take you to the next page. All right, next slide, Brian. So, easily you just go to the Learning Reference tab, which makes sense. It's a learning and development tool. And then once you do that, it'll open up the drop-down menu, which you see on your left. And you see the second one from the bottom, it's called Learning Center. So you just click that and it'll connect you to the Learning Center. So very simple. So learning and reference. And then learning tools. There is a second way, which is if you go on to Member Center, which is this is the homepage of my Rotary. So tons of great resources for all members on the site. And the Learning Center is just one of those tools. But if you click on Member Center, you can also go to Online Tools, which is the first drop down. And then it'll open up that second list. And you see at the bottom, there's Learning Center. So there's two different ways. This is kind of a second way to access the tool as well. All right, next slide. It does work best in Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. So if you do have troubles accessing it, actually, even this morning, I was trying to log on quickly to check something, and I access it a lot, and for some reason, it just kept on getting hung up between the login page and actually accessing the tool. So I emailed Tamara quickly. I'm like, oh, are they doing some site maintenance? I've had that happen before where I've done a blast out to the district, and sure enough, they're doing some maintenance, which we don't always get notified on. So, but sometimes what you need to do, and it's a very simple step, and I do have a PDF which I can share with people if they have this problem. Just reach out to me. I'll make sure I put my email address in the chat afterwards, and it's at the end of the presentation. Sometimes you just need to clear the cookies and your cache, and it's very simple to do. You just need to know how to find it. So it literally took me 15 seconds to do that. I tried to log in again and it worked like a charm. So sometimes if you can't access it, you just need to go in and clear your browser. So, but it definitely works better though in Chrome or on Edge. Next slide, please, Brian. So how are we looking from a district? So again, as mentioned, there's many great resources on My Rotary. Once you're on there, the Learning Center is only one of those resources. Currently, as it stands, this is as of about 2 weeks ago, we're at about 61.45% members in the district that have a My Rotary account. And that's great improvement from even a year ago at the start of, or I guess about 3 quarters ago at the start of this Rotary year. As of July 2nd, we're at about 57.8. And even rewinding back about a year, we were at about 55%. So definitely slowly but surely, more and more members are using the resource and obtaining a My Rotary account. Next slide. But how does your club rate? Where does your club fit in? So as you can see, again, this is right up to data from about 2 weeks ago. I have a list of all of the members, all the clubs in the district. And of course, the blue is your percentage of members that have a My Rotary account, and the yellow are those that do not. So the top 3 clubs in the district, you can see there, Fish Creek, Red Deer Sunrise, and Calgary Centennial. So congratulations to all of the leadership in those clubs for encouraging their members to get a My Rotary account. But it's a great start, but this is only halfway there. Once you go onto My Rotary, you actually have to go on and click on the Learning Center, and those are different numbers. Next slide, please. So where were we? So going back to basically the start of the Rotary year, the one spreadsheet I had was as of July 27th, 2020. So again, close enough to the start of the Rotary year. As mentioned, about 57.73% of members in the district had a My Rotary account. From there were 117 unique users that went on and took a course or a module on the Learning Center. And from those 117 users, there were 1,029 courses completed. And that's to be applauded because a lot of people don't know about the tool. So for us to have completed 1,000 courses, that's unbelievable. But when you look at it from the total district, that's only 12.11% of the members that have a My Rotary account that have used the Learning Center. And when you look at it from total members, that's about 7% of total members in the district. But still a great improvement going back to, fast forward back to July 2019. So one Rotary year before that, it was 55 unique users, 405 courses, 3.14% of total members in the district, or about 5.84% of the members that have a My Rotary account. So still, even from year to year, from July 2019 to 2020, amazing growth. And that's as of 9 months ago. So fast forward to today, as of the end of March, that number's grown to 61.45% that have a My Rotary account. We've grown to 161 unique users that have completed a course on the Learning Center. We're up to 1,417 courses completed on the tool. So again, amazing numbers. 15.72% of those members with a My Rotary account that have completed a course, and about 9.65% of members in the district. So as you can see, great growth. We basically tripled the numbers by all metrics over the past, call it 21 months. But still, when you look at the total numbers of members from using a My Rotary account and in the district, we still have a long way to go for people using the tool. We know we'll never get to 100%, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about the resource, and that's why we're doing this webinar today. So I'm going to pass it over to Tamara to go through some of the great modules that you can find and some examples of courses you can take on the tool.
Okay, Brian, thank you. So I would like to thank Rob and Rick and your district for inviting me to speak. Certainly my role with the Rotary International Leadership Development and Training Committee focuses a lot on training and development for leadership training and development, specifically for district governors, but also in leadership and district training. And we are challenged right now with some hybrid learning, with online learning, with e-learning, with virtual learning, and how does that look for Rotary in the future? So the Learning Center has become a very valuable tool as we move forward. Can I have the next slide, please, Brian? So once you get into the Learning Center, if you've never used it before, they're going to ask you to accept the privacy policy, and then you're going to get to the course catalog page. And this is the course catalog page that you're going to see. This is also their homepage has been redesigned. So as you can see, you can do courses by topic that are listed there. You can do courses by language, or there is a space bar there where you can type in a specific word and it'll bring up some courses. Next slide, please. Again, here's the home page, and at the very top right hand side, there's the little this little magnifying glass. You can type in topics there that if you're looking for a specific topic. Next slide. So, you know, Rotary is a lot about leadership, and many people join for leadership. And these courses in the Learning Center is available not only to Rotarians, prospective members, new members, Rotaract members, and even Interact members. So anybody can sign in and get a Rotary.org account. The one thing that I will encourage you to do is when you log into My Rotary, please use the same email that you use in Club Runner. The reason that we ask you to do that is, one, we can only track people by their districts and their clubs if they use that same email. And then what happens is if you use two separate emails, we have duplicate accounts, and that can create some problems for you logging in the future. So please check to see what you've got with Club Runner and what you don't, because you won't be recognized as a Rotarian if you use a different email account, and that will, you know, skew some of our stats for the district, and then we can't track which courses you're taking. Next slide. So we have developed district training tools as well as individual courses. So if you're interested in becoming a district governor, or you want to be an assistant governor, or any of the district committees available, I would encourage you to click on any of these courses and take them. Anybody can take them. It's a really great tool to understand what district leaders do, what's expected, and maybe those are goals that you wish to obtain moving forward. We have over 80 courses in English, and we are developing learning paths. That doesn't mean you have to take the entire learning path unless you specifically take on that role, but it is there for you to try and explore. And many of the courses are 15 minutes long. The learning paths are 4 hours and 15 minutes. You can do them at your own time. You can take half a course, you can take a full course, you can take the whole path. So it's very, very flexible. Next slide. So if you're taking on a club officer role, we have also developed learning paths for the different club officer roles. And if you are taking on those roles, we strongly encourage you to take this learning path. Not only do you have opportunity to learn about your roles, but there are valuable resources included in those learning paths. We are no longer producing printed manuals. The manuals are in PDF form, and they are in these learning paths. So this will really help you in taking on club leadership roles and what you need to do moving forward, give you valuable ideas, as well as the resources that you need to be successful in your roles in a club leadership role. So professional development is something that we take quite seriously in all of our lives, and the Rotary Learning Center is a way to do that. Rotary has now partnership with Toastmasters, and of course that has really offered us some new courses. So there are 8 courses that have been developed to work on specific skills. There's leadership basics, leading a team, building consensus and collaboration along with others. If you're interested in public speaking, there are more of those. 4 courses involved in that. Next slide. So Rotary has become an official partner with Toastmasters. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but we're certainly trying to promote that. So what we're trying to do as working together is enhance member experience by providing each member more opportunities for personal and professional growth. Being able to express ourselves confidently in front of an audience, whether it's at work or in Rotary or in any part of our lives, is an extremely valuable skill. Sharing our stories, we can inspire others and build communities. By doing so, we're able to better serve our clubs and serve our communities. The alliance between Rotary and Toastmasters offers benefits to both organizations. Members of Toastmasters will be able to network, connect with more people, take advantage of new speaking and learning opportunities, use their skills to make a difference in their communities with Rotary. For example, we recently heard about a Toastmaster member who developed a relationship with his local Rotary club, which led him to a public speaking workshop for Rotarians. And he was excited to use his expertise while practicing his communication skills with a new and bigger audience. And this member did end up becoming a Rotarian as well as being a Toastmaster. Members of Rotary will have a new leadership development curriculum to develop and improve their leadership and communication skills, open opportunities to enhance their fellowship and connections, build stronger clubs, and increase their collective impact by collaborating with Toastmaster clubs on projects and professional development opportunities. Both of these organizations will benefit from increased service, speaking, learning, and membership opportunities, as well as increased networking activities. So if you know Toastmaster clubs in your district, you're looking for speakers, especially right now in this time of COVID, I would suggest you reach out. There are many there. Next slide. So here are the list of Toastmaster courses. They are professional development and public speaking, and I'm not going to read those off because I think that you can, read yourself. These are specifically designed for Rotarians and Rotaractors. These courses were developed by Toastmasters as part of the Alliance, and all Rotarians and Rotaractors and anybody interested in Toastmasters and public speaking and leadership can access them. So courses on these topics are being developed and rolled out. Updates are being done all the time. So please check back. If you've already taken a course and it's been updated, you can take it again. You can always refer to the learning materials that you get. Next slide. The exciting part of these courses is that it's a blended learning approach. And what that means is that you can go in, it's interactive, you can learn, it's an e-learning experience, so there's no instructor, but it's self-directed. But it also offers, if you wish, practical experience that you can take back to your club to do community projects or work on your speaking skills, and then you can be evaluated by your peers. Now, whether that's your peers in your Rotary Club or Toastmasters, they can provide you valuable feedback. As you know, we learn best by doing. So this is really a great opportunity to learn and grow. If you choose not to do the actual club and get peer feedback, that's fine too. You can take the tools that you have and the resources and apply them to things quietly, professionally, and then if you choose to share them down the road, that would be great as well. Next slide. So there's many features in the Learning Center that are accessible to district leaders and to club members and even to Rotarians, anybody that's got access to the Learning Center. Next slide. So when we look at this, we often say, what are virtual badges and leaderboards? So the district can create specific learning paths for each committee. Should you choose as a district committee member or even as a club member, you can ask Rob or Rick to create those for you. There's a lot of resource sharing and discussion opportunities, and there again are district and learning opportunities for clubs as well. But for you as an individual, you can track your progress, see where you are on the leaderboards, earn badges and points, and it's kind of fun to see where you are in comparison to where you are in the district, where you are in the zone in the world of Rotary when it comes to the number of courses that you've taken. Next slide. So here's a screenshot of my page. So you would get in there and it's called My Dashboard. So you can click on the left-hand side, this is My Dashboard, and it can give you a whole bunch of things. So here's some of the courses that I had signed up for. This is older now, but some of those courses that I had taken, it says completed. On the ones that I've completed, it says in progress. On the ones that are in progress and not started are ones that I hadn't started yet. On the right-hand side, it talks about badges. So it tells me these are my badges. It's the number of points I've been awarded for courses I've taken, learning paths I've completed, and other things. Below you can see there is this says my tasks, if there are any. It lists off deadlines, assignments that I've been given, and that can be from a Rotary International point of view, goals I've set for myself, or even district goals. Next slide. So here's an example of the leaderboard. This is Zone 28. We are part of Zone 28. Each district is part of individual zones that Rotary has around the world. So in Zone 28, I am in 8th place out of, I don't know how many, I can't remember, and I've earned 351 points. And as you can see, there are other people listed. So it's kind of cool to see where that's at, and you will have access to that on your own. Under Zone 28, you can also click My District, and then there was also a place for the Rotary International one as well. Next slide. So, service is something that we are reinventing as we are Rotarians. And, what does that mean for us moving forward? So if you type in service, here's all kinds of service opportunities and learning for us as Rotarians and individuals. We have global grants, we have international, we have foundation, we have the vocational training, we have Rotarian action groups, and most importantly, there are several new courses developed service learning for youth programs advisors. As we know, youth is our future, and we are investing a great deal in what we do with our young leaders. And I know that your district does quite a bit with Interact, Rotaract, Youth Exchange, and the other youth programs that are available. Next slide. So the service learning for advisors is something that is advisors for the Rotarian advisors, as well as school advisors. And these were developed specifically for Interact clubs. And this would also, be a good thing for RILA leaders, RIPEN leaders, and Youth Exchange leaders to understand the concept of service learning and how you can apply that to young leaders. So reaching out to community partners, as they did with Toastmasters, these courses are done in partnership with the National Youth Leadership Council. There's their website. They adapted the curriculum to the Learning Center and specifically made it focus a little bit on Rotary, but this is a great example of a community partnership moving forward. So there are 4 courses. It takes 4 hours total, or 4 courses, it takes 1 hour and 15 minutes, so it isn't very long. One of the courses is a course for the Interact students or for young leaders to take in regard to specifically for them. Next slide. So as you can see, service learning for advisors, the first one is getting started and the second one is supporting. So it builds on that. Then you have the youth guide to service learning, that's for young leaders. And then the fourth one is protecting young youth programs participants. I would suggest anybody working with young leaders take this, whether you're on RILA, RIPEN, Youth Exchange, or involved in the schools in any way. It clearly outlines the youth protection guide that Rotary International has, and is of course very important in today's world to make sure you understand that. And it really gives you a great summary of why we have the programs in place and how it protects Rotarians and our young people. So the next learning plan is membership. And of course, membership is the heart of what Rotary is. So there is a learning path. There are 10 courses. It can take 7 hours. I would encourage you to search through them. If you're not the membership chair, you don't need to take all, but there might be something really interesting for you in there. Next slide. Here they list off all the courses. The one that I think is really cool is Your Club Healthy? It gives you a checkpoint and a checklist so that you can understand where your club's at. With the new diversity and inclusion initiatives being launched, there's Develop an Inclusive Plan, committing to diversity, and all kinds of things. Mentoring is an important part. New clubs, how do you manage online leads? How do you engage new members? And how do you offer a strong new member orientation? So I would encourage clubs and members to take these courses and take a look at them because they're really very helpful. There's lots of valuable resources you can download. Next slide. And in the spirit of diversity and inclusion, not only do we offer courses in 80 different, 80 courses, but, I can't remember how many languages, but it's many. We also make sure that people that have disabilities have accessibility to these courses, so they can be navigated using screen readers. They can have contrasting colors and clear icons. There's audio for those that have sight impairment, and then there are videos for those that have hearing impairment. So this is a really great tool, and it is newing and development, and it really is quite great in regard to moving forward and being inclusive. Next slide. So thank you for the opportunity. Certainly I'm always available for questions, but now I'm going to pass it back to Rob, because there's an exciting new initiative in regard to the mobile app that we have developed for the Learning Center.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Tamara. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these slides are just pictures, and I do have a PDF of this. So if anyone wants it, it's easy for me to send it out to you. They've done a lot of work in the past 2-3 months to make it easier to, as with all things, to be accessible on our mobile devices. So there's a new app, which is really simple. If you're one of those people who like to do these courses on your smartphone, you can do that as well. So you can see here, you do need to download the app. There's the requirements, and then you go from there. Next slide, please. So what you first do is you go onto your mobile device, open the browser, go onto rotary.org, just like as if you were on your desktop. So you go into your browser on your smartphone, type in Rotary, and it'll ask you to sign into My Rotary. Next slide. There's that little icon in the top left-hand corner, the 3 lines. It's a drop-down menu, so you click that to open up the drop-down. Next slide. From there, go into the Learning Center, just like you would normally as well. So that learning and reference, which will pull down the next drop-down to get to the Learning Center. Next slide. So if you've not used it previously, the first time you will need to now go into the App Store on your phone and download the Go.Learn app. It's a free download. It's no cost. It doesn't take long at all. But if it's your first time trying to access the resource on your mobile device, you will need to download the app. So obviously, if you have it, click yes. If not, click no. Next slide. So there you go. There's just a screen. So once you click no, it'll tell you to go on, as I just mentioned, go on to the App Store, whether you're on Apple or Android, on iOS device or Android, it doesn't matter. It's accessible on both. Once you download the app, you can, as you mentioned, you can just go through. It gives you a quick little tutorial, so you can skip them or click next, whichever you choose. Click next page, and then there you go. So it's just like the same homepage, and you can navigate through it. Obviously, it's a little bit smaller than when you're doing it on your desktop, but you have all the same accessibility as you would as if you're doing it on your home computer. I'm hoping some of you have noticed over the past kind of 6-7 months, I've created a little newsletter, which I've called the Learning Center Chronicles, just to bring you news and updates and fun little challenges to highlight specific courses that are relevant to what's going on within the district and within Rotary. So I'm hoping that you've had a chance to navigate through those. They're not too long. A couple of fun little challenges with some courses to highlight. We just highlighted diversity, equity, inclusion courses, always the Rotary Basics course. Really, as Tamara mentioned, there's many great courses for those who are coming up, whether you're joining your board or chairing a committee or going through a different avenue of service that you're not as knowledgeable in. But really, the courses on the Learning Center are for every Rotarian. It's definitely great for new members joining your club, but it's also great for veteran members as well. Just as a reminder as to why we're Rotarians, go in. There's an easy course, which is called Getting Started with the Learning Center. As mentioned, the Rotary Basics is an amazing course. Maybe you're stuck for, maybe I have had a speaker that couldn't attend last minute, or you're having problems booking a speaker. go on and use this as your club program. So go on and do the Rotary Basics course or one of these courses as your club program. It's a great kind of bailout for that as well if you need to last minute put together a program or a speaker for your club meetings. So I'm hoping you're finding interest and knowledge in the Learning Center Chronicles, and I'm hoping that you're reading it. I was doing it every 2 months to start, but I'll spread it out a little bit. Starting next quarter, I'm just going to do it on a quarterly basis and highlight some courses to take of things of interest going on within the district. Next slide, please. Also new and exciting as well too, obviously with DISCON around the corner. If you haven't signed up yet, only $20, please do so. I know DG Mary has a great lineup prepared for us. We're also going to be handing out some new district awards too to highlight members and clubs that have been using the resource. As mentioned previously in the webinar, we've had great growth over the past year and a bit with the tool. So thank you to all those members. I know I've been making the rounds to clubs as well. I attended the Camera Club this morning just to shout it to them as a thank you to those members who have been using the tool. So I plan to go to most of the clubs to do the same, ask any questions. I'm happy to come and speak to a club as well. If you actually want me to log in and take a few minutes to actually log in myself and share my screen, show members how easy it is, please just reach out to me. I'm happy to come and speak to your club. It's definitely easier these days with Zoom. I can do it from home as well. But we've created some district awards too, which we're going to be awarding at DISCON coming up in a couple weeks on May the 1st. So the first one is the Smarty Pants Award. So we'll recognize the Rotarian in the district who has completed the most courses on the Learning Center starting at the start of the Rotary year, July the 1st. Unfortunately, not for the whole year, because with DISCON on May the 1st, we need to have a cutoff date. So that will be as of April the 15th. And then we have the Masterminds Award, and this award will recognize the club who has the largest percentage of growth in new members using the Rotary Learning Center from the period, again, of the start of the new year, July 1st of 2020 through to April the 15th. So it's a growth in club on a percentage basis. So there'll be some huge numbers for clubs that have a lot of new members joining, which is fine. That's what we want. Next page, please, Brian. And lastly, the Brainy Bunch Award. The Brainy Bunch Award will recognize the club in the district who has the largest total number of members using the resource. And this one's going to go back all the way from since we've been keeping track of numbers, which is about 2 years, all the way up to April the 15th. So again, total number of members in the club using the resource in totality since we've been tracking numbers, which is about 2 years. So thank you to all those clubs. Right now, I think the club with the largest number, I won't tell you who it is, but right now the club with the largest number of members using the resource is at 12. Next page. So that concludes our formal presentation. We have lots of time. If there are any questions, please let us know. Brian, are there any questions?
I'm just looking in chat right now. One here, Robert says, where can we find the Learning Center Chronicles online? On the district website or somewhere?
That's an excellent question. I've emailed them out each issue, but I've not published them. So I will make a note to do that. That's a very great point. So I will talk to Charlene to see if there's anywhere that we could put that on the district website.
Mm-hmm. That's the one we have right now, Rob. If anybody has any more, don't be shy.
One thing I'll mention quickly too is that quick little 2-minute video that we shared, newly created by the RI Learning and Development team. If anyone would like that for their club to share or to post on their website or to share in a meeting, please let me know as well, and I'm happy to email that over to you as well. It's just a YouTube video, so you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure, but I do have the link directly, so I'm happy to share that over, as well as mentioned, I do have a couple of PDFs. Number one is how to clear your cache if you're having problems logging in, as I did this morning myself, or that second one, which is a summary of how to log on and download that app to use the tool on your mobile device. I have that as a PDF as well.
Rob, we got somebody asking me, how do you clear your cache and cookies?
That's okay. Can you, here, let me, Tamara, do you have that? I think I actually have that open. If you can make me host again, can share my screen.
Let me see what I can do.
And I'm opening it as well.
Contact information. Ooh la la. Okay. So I've stopped sharing.
Perfect. And I'm opening it.
Okay.
Not quite yet. Yeah, so you've stopped sharing, so make me host.
Done. Here you go.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It's really simple. So all you need to do is when you open up your browser, in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see the 3 dots. You click that, and it's going to open up what you see here as these different options. So about 3/4 of the way down, you'll see the settings tab. So click that. Once you click settings, you're going to go down again about half the way, 2/3 down. There's the privacy and security. And you have to click that, and it's called clear browsing data. Once you click that, you can choose the option you wish there. And there's browsing history, there's cookies and other site data, there's cache images and files. So you just select the ones that you want to do, and then click the blue at the bottom, which is clear data. So it literally takes you about 30 seconds. You just need to know where to go, which is those, once you open up your browser, which is those 3 buttons in the top right-hand corner, then you go to settings, then you go to privacy and security, which is clear. And the first option is clear browsing data. And then you select the options from there, and then just submit it by clicking that blue button, which says clear data.
Mm-hmm.
So very simple.
Rob, another question here. We were just, was just checking it out here. Where did it go? Can you download some of the tutorial to a file on your iPhone?
Tamara, do you know the answer to that question?
Do you mean, I'm not sure what you mean by tutorial. Do you mean this, or do you mean the clear cache? I'm not sure what you mean by tutorial.
I think what I'm going to perhaps interpret here, can you download some of the tutorial? I think it means some of the Learning Center content.
Oh, on the mobile app, it's very difficult to, you cannot download a lot of things on the mobile app. So the resource material and your certificates and stuff, no, there are some limitations right now on the mobile app. You can take the courses, but downloading the materials, no, it's I don't think you can, or very limited. So what you can do is go to your desktop or your laptop, download it, and then you can transfer the files to your phone. I know it's a little cumbersome. This is a very new app and a very new tool, and we are working on it. We hope to have them equitable, you know, in the very near future, but we are working very hard to get there.
Mm-hmm. That was the essence of the question that was posed, Tamara. Thank you.
And of course, as mentioned, as Tamara mentioned, all of the courses are all go at your own pace. So don't be daunted by the length. You can, if you have 15 or 20 minutes, you know, it's a snowy day and you're just killing some time, or you're thinking of Rotary, you want to do a quick course, you know, go on, even though it's a 2-hour course, just do 20 minutes, you know, exit out of it. Next time you join in, as Tamara showed you, it'll just show as a course that's, you know, in your catalog that's not completed. And when you open it up again, it will pick you up right where you left off. So you don't need to do it in one sitting. You can definitely plug away and, you know, when you have time to do it.
Mm-hmm. I know it can be done because I had Rick Eistad walk me through it and he got me through it. So it's all good.
There you go.
Can be done. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions coming through at the moment. I'm going to give it one last call and then we'll give our thanks. So not seeing any more. Rob and Tamara, thank you very much for this. I hope that there's some clubs out there that take the challenge and you know, start to access more and more of this great coursework online. And I can attest it is very, very straightforward and very user and learner friendly.
Brian, maybe can I just ask you, just that last slide after questions is my contact information. If there's any clubs, if you can just share that quickly before people sign off.
Yeah.
As mentioned, if there's anyone who would like me to attend their club meeting to do a quick run through how to log into the app, if you think there's value for your members in your club. As mentioned, we're only at about 12% of members in the district that have used it, so there's lots of room to grow. I'm happy to join your club meeting, so please just reach out. Again, Rob Wolfson, pretty simple email, robwolfrotary@shaw.ca, or text me or call me. As most of the members that know me know, I'm really accessible, and I'll do my best to make it as simple as possible for you. So please don't hesitate. I'm happy to make the time to join your club meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm noted on the district, on the peopleofaction.ca, on the district website that was created under the Speakers Bureau. You can find my information there as well.
Mm-hmm. Just to remind everybody participating tonight, our session is being recorded. It will be translated into a PDF and shared with all of you. And once we tidy up the video just a little bit, that too will be placed on the district YouTube channel. So for those of you that have a deep interest in this, all of this contact information will be at your fingertips in a few days. So with that, I'd like to thank Rob and Tamara for taking us through this very interesting part of Rotary life, as some of you will want to expand your knowledge. So with that, I wish you all a very good night and look forward to seeing you on May 5th for our next gathering on protecting the environment, practical suggestions for clubs. So Rob and Tamara, thank you very much. Good night.